Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows South Lake. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy South Lake Day. Look, I just want to let you know, obviously we're not in our normal settings. I am sitting here with Amy Hager. She is the founder and owner of Self-Healing tell me, Amy.
It's Self-Healing Inspiration.
Self-Healing Inspiration. Can't even read my own notes. Amy was cool enough. This is actually our first episode of South Lake Biz. You've heard of our South Lake Bites, where we feature restaurants. South Lake Biz is where Joe Knows South Lake features local businesses. And actually, Amy was kind of a cool find because she operates her business out of her home. And so when I got to talking to her, I thought this would be a really cool opportunity to do a clip of South Lake Biz and feature somebody that's doing it from their home now. Amy is a healer. And like many healers, has a business based around that. As I said, she's the founder and owner of Self-Healing Inspiration. Amy is also an author of, I can't read that now.
Health Through Fruit.
Health Through Fruit, available on Kindle through Amazon.
Amazon Kindle.
Amazon Kindle. She is a former dog trainer. She used to be an obedience trainer. She is also a proud mom, a proud daughter, and a caretaker of 2 adult parents. So Amy's kind of living the truth of life in America today. You know,
they call us the sandwich generation.
The sandwich generation, taking care of your family,
Yeah.
taking care of the generation that went before, and running a business. You know, how do you do it, Amy? Do you have like a cool network? Do you have? Is it your extreme faith? I mean. What? I see you everywhere. You've never had... I will tell you, I've never seen Amy without a smile on her face, ever.
He doesn't know the full story. So you don't just become a healer just for the heck of it. You know, you become a healer usually because you're the person with like 20 arrows in your back, and you see like one person like with a little scratch on their hand, and you're like, oh my God, let me help you. Are you okay?
Tell us a little bit about the services you provide within your healing business.
Okay. I have a Happy Healthy Life menu where I pretty much am hosting group classes out of, once a week. And then I do 1 or 2 private lessons. It could be a grocery trip. A lot of the group classes that I have are lectures. So it's going to be lectures on why. And then it's also, group discussion, creating community, creating a support system, getting people together. And then it's also kind of dealing with what's going on in here, because everybody knows fruits and vegetables are going to be healthy for you, right?
Right.
But why are you not eating enough of them? Why do we still choose the bad stuff, right? So we kind of have to go through any like traumas that are going on in people's lives, like what blocks are in their way, preventing them from really going to that place.
That's such a cool concept because so often, I mean, I know as a big guy, okay, I've always struggled with that. And there have been times in my life where I've managed to shave off some weight, but I always put it back on. And it's never that I really like the junk. You know, it's just easier to eat. And, it's almost like drugs. After you eat it, you beat yourself up for it,
Right.
Because you knew it wasn't good for you to begin with.
Right.
Right? At some point you said, to heck with it, I'm going to go down that road.
So they say discipline is blissipin. Because when you are cheating on your diet, you are cheating on yourself in some way, shape, or form, And then also I have a me first philosophy. So a lot of times as caretakers, we want to take care of, this is what I did when I was married. I wanted to take care of the family, the business, my children, and I was taking care of everybody else, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And then in that process of not taking care of myself, I was failing at everything I was doing miserably.
Is that really how you became a healer? Was seeing was seeing how other caretakers were. We almost never see it in ourselves, right? We're going to see it in somebody else. Was seeing how other caretakers were really suffering and realizing it didn't have to be that way.
Yeah, in a way, like there's an archetype called the wounded healer, and the wounded healer, in the process of healing other people, they're actually healing themselves. So it helps to nurture that part of their soul that is broken.
Do you know they say and I've heard this used in conjunction with alcoholics and addicts,
Yeah.
you know, that the only way that an alcoholic or an addict really stays clean is to give away what they know.
Right.
You know, is to share what they've learned. By helping somebody else stay clean, they stay clean themselves.
Right,
So,
right. And then addictions, it's always a spiritual issue. It's that, you know, it's not, they have to
yeah,
deal
that's
with
the root.
traumas.
That's the beginning. You know, everything else is just a symptom of that root. Well, so tell us, you know, it sounds like you're taking people, you have things, you do private lessons, take people by the hand to the store, teach them how to shop. You probably teach them how to cook to some degree, correct?
Yeah, and some of my lessons are, you know, 19 ways to, or essentials to creating health. So my whole philosophy is all about creating health. I don't treat symptoms. I just go to the root cause. You know, because when you're natural, and the main philosophy that I study is natural hygiene. Natural hygiene is cleanliness on the inside, and I will discuss all different levels of clean that people can go through, and they could decide. Pretty much, it's up to them. I'm just handing them the tools. You know,
like
so
that.
they can do. You are 100% responsible for your life and the outcome of your life. But a lot of times there's so much misinformation out there because we live in this consumeristic society, and it's not very good for business to tell you to go eat apples and lettuce. So, you know.
You know, but it's more important than that. It's that, you know, you said that we're responsible for our own life.
We
and
are.
Really, the theme of Joe Knows South Lake, one of the underlying themes of Joe Knows South Lake is that if you make enough right decisions over the course of time, consistently,
Right.
there's no mistake, no tragedy, no trauma you cannot overcome. You are not necessarily in control of what happens, but you are in control of how you react to it. So this is
Right.
great. So one of the things that you do is assisted Thai yoga.
Yes.
What is assisted Thai yoga?
Assisted Thai yoga is a combination of acupressure. So acupressure is like acupuncture, but I'm putting pressure on those same Chinese Sen energy lines, which are essentially your veins. So if you have any kind of blockages, cholesterol, or any kind of mineral blockages in your arteries that are preventing that circulation, it helps to actually remove those blockages. And then I also do traction, which is decompressing the spinal the skeletal structure. It's adding length because we spend all day pounding on that. And then it's also stretching through yoga postures. So assisted yoga stretching. So it combines like those Indian Ayurvedic yoga poses with the Chinese Sen energy lines, and then with a Buddhist.
So now
loving
when
kindness.
you teach these things, are you telling people to throw away their medication, their statins?
Well, you actually use a doctor, but I mean, the whole goal is to put your health back into your own hands, because anytime we have a system where we create this upper class, like they're the only people who could possibly figure out how to tell us how to be healthy, then we take our power away. And so my whole goal is to give people their power back. Like they have a lot more power than you think you might have. And
do you know, I'm so glad you said that, because I have had a health struggle in the past, and I talk with a lot of people privately about it, and I hear the story so often. I followed the awful doctor's advice for 5 years.
Right.
Took what he gave me before I found a good doctor, before I started doing some research. You really do have to advocate for yourself.
Right,
you know?
right. And then with my mom, when she was sick, the only thing that she didn't try, because she's tried everything, was change her diet and lifestyle. So I can't help but to be like,
you got to get back to the basics, right?
There has to be something to that.
Right. Well, we are here. It's really funny. Amy, one of the things that impressed me about Amy, the first day I met her was at a restaurant. I think it was at Tony's. Was it? No, where was it?
Was I doing a yoga posture?
Yeah, you were doing a yoga, but she was doing not just doing a yoga posture. She was doing this thing like on one hand,
8 angle,
and she was up on top of a booth.
Yeah.
Don't scare me now, but it's your house.
I would.
So I've talked to her, and what she's gonna do to finish this one up is she is gonna do some assisted Thai yoga with Joe, because if you can put the original old fat guy into a pose, you can put anybody into it.
The cool thing about the assisted Thai yoga is that you don't have to do anything. You lay there, I do all of the work. So you're getting all of those.
I like
yoga
that. I'm into that when I lay there and somebody else does all the work.
Yeah,
that's ask my wife. I'm into that. I'll sit on the couch. She does everything thing. You know.
Right. So
she'll love this.
Now you have no excuse
okay.
not to stretch.
No excuse not to stretch.
Yeah. So CrossFitters, boot campers, like come see me because I will help do all the work for you.
So you seriously though, you can handle anybody and help anybody from I mean, I'm very sedentary. I'm older. I'm in my late 50s. You know, that I'd be a good customer for you, as well as somebody who might be in their late 20s who's a CrossFitter and an ultra marathon runner, right?
Right. Because a lot of people will end up going down this healthy route because they either want to be the best in their sport and they want to, really compete at the top levels, and or they're really sick and they're not getting the results that they've wanted, and they're searching for something more. And
everything in between.
Right.
All right. Well, here we go. Look, we're actually going to move this couch, and then she's going to move me all around. So see you in half a second.
Bring your knees out wide and feet together. This one's called bound angle. And so it's a hip opener. They say that your emotions are carried in your hips. So if you have tight hips, you probably have some emotions you need to relieve. And then maybe I should bend this leg. We'll have you lift this one up. How do you feel? Feels all good? Yeah, toes in, heels out. And then, we do a lot of walking. And then let's go ahead and bring your arms straight back. Yeah, hold my wrists a lot. And I'm gonna need some help here. As you inhale, we're gonna have you pull on up, lift up, look up. Look up at the camera. There you go. Yeah. And then down. You can put your arms back up and over. Your bills. Yeah, bring them back up. There you go.
You sure you don't work for the CIA?
I am. This is just decompressing the back, so we just compressed it. Hips down even more.
That's about as far as it's getting.
Okay.
There's a lot of belly there.
So we're gonna go ahead, lay down. I'm getting stretched out. He gets stretched out at the same time. Whee! Isn't this fun?
Oh,
We'll hold it for a beat or two. This is good for people with tight knees, if they have any compression issues. Tighter hips. And then we come back up. Let's have you come all the way into a seat. Yeah, there you go. So we just drive our heels into the back. It's a nice heart opener, so people are not doing enough heart opening. We're rounding forward, we're creating kyphosis in our shoulders, head, neck, and shoulders. That's why when you see older people with that hunchback in the upper back, it's because they're on their computers, their phones, their cars, driving with poor posture. And this is actually, when in yoga, everything is shoulders down and back, right? So this is to help open that up. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
And let's bring our hands behind your head.
I actually appreciate you realizing that I was really tight, so you backed off.
Okay, yeah, with the bound angle.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, inhale, lift. The point is lift up tall, find length. We always want to lift and then twist. Exhale, twist. The point is to work with people where they're at. It's not to try to kill anybody. It's to
you know what you're doing.
Right, because your body will open in time. You don't want to injure yourself, but you do want to push yourself to get growth, right?
I could see how, I used to be a million years ago an athlete.
Yeah.
I could see where this could stretch. I mean, I could imagine the benefits this would have given me when I was a runner or a weightlifter.
Right. This one's called the water pump. We just drive the... How are you feeling?
Good.
Is it too much?
No.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So this is the elbow right into the trapezius. They say trapezius is the squeeziest. Never go by the traps and not give them a tug. And then hands straight back. Yeah. Whew. And you are tight, my friend. Your upper back is very, very tight. He needs a lot of work. I think you should see me. Immediately run to yoga. So I also do teach in a yoga studio as well. That's where I got the ideas. I actually learned some of this in my yoga teacher training, and then I went away for school for more. because
We
I
call
just
this
liked
a
it.
shameless plug, and it is perfectly acceptable on Joe Knows South Lake.
Right. And when I did it, one thing that impressed me is that as I was working with people, I haven't worked with anybody who's not in pain in some way, shape, or form, either physically or emotionally, like just feeling lonely or, you know, there's some people, I've had older women come just because they want to be nurtured. They haven't been touched at all in any way, shape, or form. So as we're getting older, people are losing that contact. And it just like broke my heart when this woman told me that. I was thinking, wow, like nobody holds her hand, or, you know. So I don't know, like I just see it when I used to be insecure and self-conscious, it kind of changed all of that to compassion. I just had a lot of compassion, and I just realized how much people just need help.
But I've got to say, you know, I really thought I would be really in pain or sore, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And I could really see how with more time, much of that stretching would have been done over a bigger way. I might have gotten into some of the bigger things, but
Right, it should be a meditation.
got a lot of belly getting in the way too. That's not helping.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I could see the value of this. I really could see, you know, not just the physical, but, you know, that this could be self-care. And, you know, we talk on the show all the time that, you know, this, especially this time of year, you're going to be around the crazy people in your family, the crazy people in your circle. You're super stressful. You're running around. You're running a business. You're taking care. You're meeting. You have like 9 parties to go to, and you don't feel like you give up at all. But you know, you still have to go to 5 of them. You can only give up 4 of them.
Don't forget the me first philosophy, which is self-care. So yeah, take that time out for yourself. It'll help you be able to serve better with a full cup.
You know, we say this, and you see it again with caregivers. You see it with addict professionals. You see it in hospitals a lot. But that whole concept of, you know, it's counterintuitive almost. Is I'm being selfish if I take care of me. But if I don't take care of me, if I'm not right, then I'm no good to anybody
You're
else.
inspiring
Amy,
people.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate
You're
this.
welcome.
Look, if you know somebody that should be a guest on Joe Knows South Lake, this has been great. I'm really glad to have been here. Let us know if you know anybody, and if you're not branding here, you should be branding here. The only place in South Lake County that you can brand directly to the consumers that live in South Lake County. And finally, there is greatness inside you, and as great as Amy has showed us, using her greatness to bring out the greatness in others, I dare you, bring out the usual greatness to bring out the greatness in somebody else. I will see you later. I love you, and goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors: